OddGamer.
Guys, I don't know how I'm gonna say this, but I hope it gets back quickly with the game.
What is it, Hux?
Looks like a Sega Game Gear or something, but it has a game inside.
You think that's the game Pete wants us to beat?
I think so.
I wish the Sega Game Gear and the game were here with me. Land of Illusion, huh?
Pete magically teleported them to his world of illusion. The only way he can free him is by having them complete a game of his choosing.
We just finished your game.
There's only one small problem.
What's that?
That's not the game I wanted you to play.
You can't be serious.
I am serious. Did you really think you would get away with reviewing the game I left behind on the Game Gear? Oh no. I wanted you to review Legend of Illusion. You mean the Illusion series has 4 games? That's right, pal.
How come the odd number games end up on the Genesis while the even number games end up on the Game Gear or Master System?
Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent.
So, what was the boys your ass said they talked about?
Nothing. I just wanted to hear them talk about it. Well, that's great.
Wait a minute. I get it now. That Land of Illusion review was a ploy to have Pete make us stay longer. In order to have Pete free us, both Sonicify and myself have to review Legend of Illusion. Is that right?
You're more clever than I thought you were. Tell you what, I'll send it over to you guys, but you still have to beat the game before I free you. Fair deal?
Sure thing, Pete. What do you think, Sonicify?
Well, considering it's either that or stay inside of a video game forever, I'd say our options are very limited, so yeah, sure, why not?
See? I'm not as bad as you think I am. Alakazam!
Once upon a mouse, there was a kingdom in a faraway place that was once ruled by a fat and ugly cat.
Hey! I take offense to that!
Yeah, whatever.
But just then, a dark and giant storm cloud appears, having the village lose their crops, making them very unhappy. It's like the Great Depression, only without stocks.
His advisor says only a king can fix it, but he is too much of a literal scaredy cat to do so!
Hey!
Not you, Pete.
Well, at least I'm not terrifying.
So when desperate times come into play, he hires his laundry boy to do all the work for him. That is logical! And so, Mickey's quest begins!
But before doing so, he would have to find someone who was a real king as he heads out to the kingdom of Goofy. Oh, I'm sorry, Castle GOOFSTEIN. Wait, what? Are you saying Goofy's trying to build a monster that comes to life? Would that make Pluto his Igor? Okay, maybe not. It almost feels more like the Steamboat Willie level in Mickey Mania. Like in Land of Illusion, you move with the control pad and jump with button 2. But instead of using a butt bounce to defeat enemies, Mickey can throw projectiles at enemies. But at least he can carry Mickey blocks and chests that reveal goblets for extra points and Mickey ears for an extra life. But you can also collect desserts, whether for extra points for completing a level, or for a health boost if your health is depleted. Finally, you can climb ladders and climb through rope paths.
However, unlike Land of Illusion, the movement here is kind of weird. It's hard to explain, but Mickey for some reason moves a little too fast in this game, which would be fine except the level design isn't really built around your speed. So when you have to make tricky jumps across things like platforms, vines, and other stuff, it's very finicky and hard to be precise. So it'll take some time to get used to. Oh, hi, Lucifer! Bye, Lucifer!
But he runs into a dog villager who tells Mickey that King Goofy is out looking for King Donald and has not heard from him since. But luckily Mickey is here to save them. Back in the kingdom of Pete, his advisor tells Pete that the one with the water of life will become king, which then gives Pete the motivation to stop Mickey.
Pretty much the same way as Pete trying to stop us from escaping this game.
Huh. What an unbelievable coincidence.
Really? 'Cause I think not!
Luckily, unlike Land of Illusion, you immediately go to the next stage like the classic Sonic games. So we move on to the next level, the forest.
In this level, you battle the usual forest creatures like snakes, bees, and giant ghost hands. Wait, what? And remember when I said that the controls were finicky? Well, This is where I ran into the most issues. You see, in order to get across certain parts of the level, you have to jump across monkeys and vines. And the controls can make doing that tougher than it should be.
In order to do so, you have to press up on the control pad just when you make contact with them. Otherwise you'll miss and probably end up backtracking or lose one of your lives.
Thankfully, the level is pretty short, even with 2 sections. Anyways, after that, Mickey meets a giant large stone statue, who tells him that in order to complete his mission, he needs to cross the 2 bridges of destiny to prove to be a true king.
And first up, Duckingham Palace. Jeez, could you imagine England being ruled by ducks? Anyway, Mickey has to endure platforming, rope climbing, block pushing, and pulling, this time with magnetic poles, and defeat enemies like weasels and crows. Eventually he encounters the first boss of the game, a dark and creepy ghost that only appears when a light is on. The only way to defeat it is to throw a block at it. Doing that enough times will free King Goofy, who apparently couldn't find King Donald. Mickey will help save King Donald only to ensure that King Goofy returns to his kingdom safe and sound. As thanks, Goofy gives Mickey a map that will help Mickey find Donald, as well as a GOOFSTEIN pendant that can protect him along the journey. Mickey then returns to the Winged Sphinx, who now knows that Mickey has the trust of a true king. Unfortunately, the Bridges of Destiny that he previously mentioned would not be easy. Plus, his kingdom is now suffering because the Tree of Life, located in the Garden of Illusion, is dying, and that's the only possible way for Mickey to save his kingdom. But he has to hurry because King Donald is in desperate need of help. Luckily, Donald can be found in the Lake of Dreams.
Next level is the Sunken Ruins, where you fight the Tasmanian Devil, tornadoes, in water. Please don't sue Disney Warner Brothers. As you go through a series of mazes that can get confusing. Thankfully, it doesn't matter, because no matter which way you go, you'll get to Donald either way. Anyway, a cutscene where King Donald plays as Mickey tells Donald the story.
It was one of the most touching stories I ever heard from Mickey.
Well, for you it was. Dude! Uncalled for. Well, it's true.
He says he must return to his kingdom at once to protect his people from the thieves, and that Mickey is the only one who can save the land. Then Mickey meets up with the Sphinx again, just after getting Donald's pendant.
He tells Mickey that he would have to find 2 keys in order to gain access to the Realm of Illusion in order to find the Tree of Life. But before doing so, he tells Mickey that showing him both keys will have a spell casted to make his bar of soap stronger. Wait, what? You're telling me that Mickey's been throwing bars of soap this whole time?
Well, yeah, gamer. Soap is a very powerful weapon, along with the poisonous shampoo.
Oh, and let's not forget the maniacal shaving cream. Ooh!
Anyway, each bridge leads to a different level that holds one of the 2 keys. Behind level number 1, the Crystal Forest. It's an ice-themed level with revolving doors, rainbow caterpillars, I guess, hopping bishops that also act as platforms, and color prism pathways that also reveal some platforms. Wait, how can Mickey swim in an ice castle? Wouldn't it be frozen already? But hey, we got the Game Gear version of Portal. Whee! But it does lead to another boss battle against a floating golden metallic lion head that can yell out the word roar, as well as randomly flicker from one part of the area to another. But like the previous boss battle, it can be defeated by throwing soap at it. Did we mention Mickey's the laundry boy? Anyway, defeating it releases the first key.
Which means the other key is located on the Rainbow Racelands. It's an auto-scrolling level with some obstacles to avoid, like bouncing cacti, sharks, dancing fire, and Cubone's mask, bull skulls. At the end you fight a boss, which is a giant caterpillar, I think. To be honest, he kinda looks more like Pokey from Super Mario World. He's pretty easy once you know how to beat him. Just throw soap twice each time, one on the head and the other on his body, and beating him gives Mickey the second key. Mickey once again sees a pleased Sphinx as it tells Mickey to hold onto the keys and leap into the chasm, which will take him to the Realm of Illusion. And that's exactly what he does. Right after the Sphinx hands him the last pendant, which is all it can give him before he goes on his own. So sadly, he can't get any more weapons beyond cleaning products. Wah, wah, wah.
Will you cut that out?
So on to the next level, the Gardens of Illusion. Honestly, it feels more like a maze than a garden. Other than that, you can hop on leaves and destroy enemies like thread spiders, flying chemical beakers, okay, and crabwort scissor claws. There's also these black rectangles which at first I thought were pathways to another area. But no, it's actually a barrier that Mickey has to jump over. In the world of illusion, looks can be deceiving. There's also an area where you can run on a spinning wheel to operate musical organ pipes revealing, hey look, notes!
And look, letters!
Huh? Ooh, nice.
And here's my message to you guys. You'll never be able to beat my game.
And here's my message to you, Pete. If you don't let us out of this game, I'll come out of the TV and punch you in the gut!
Sorry, pal. That's not how it works.
Ugh, dang it. That's right.
Eventually Mickey finds the Tree of Life who tells him everything will perish unless the river can flow again from the Mountain of Mystery. Luckily, the tree summons a dragonfly to take Mickey there. The dragonfly level is actually pretty cool, in which you can throw yourself at falling stars and red and green spheres. So now we must ask,
Who is responsible for this? I demand that you show yourself! Who are you? Huh?
Oh, it's a beaver! Who knew? I know, let's give it a bath. So apparently, it was actually the Sorcerer of Darkness that caused all the darkness at the beginning of the game. You fight him by throwing soap at him when he flies down towards you while you dodge his many attacks such as lightning strikes, the fireballs, and the spiked ball, which is pretty easy stuff. But then he turns into a dragon, and the hard second half of the boss begins. Castlevania style, baby!
actually it's not that hard in my opinion. Right when the dragon spits out a fireball, Mickey can throw soap into its mouth, resulting in the dragon spitting out fire from a bubble. Then using it as a platform, jump onto the dragon's head, and the dragon will stupidly hit his head with a spiked ball. Oh, and try to duck under the dragon once it flies. But yeah, once you know what to do, it's pretty easy. Mickey defeats the dragon, and the river starts to flow again from the Falls of Fortune. And that's where we head to next. Nothing much to it. All you do is wander around the level and grab the gems and emeralds. You know, like a certain blue hedgehog that Sega is responsible for. He crosses a rainbow bridge like in Castle of Illusion, back to the Tree of Life where peace and happiness in the world of illusion has been restored. But Mickey still needs to head back to his world, which he does thanks to the River of Time. Mickey heads back to the castle, only to find Pete waiting.
Now this part I remember. I attempt to arrest Mickey for impersonating a king to my own kingdom, only to be stopped by two other kings, named Goofy and Donald. That's preposterous. I'm sure they'll still fail anyway. No! What? I was just stretching my muscles, that's all. Really, dude? It looked like you were about to turn off the TV.
I better beat. You were right to start struggling for a eternity, weren't you?
What? No, I... Okay, you got me. I'm sure it'll take him hours.
And done.
What? How did you...
Turns out the final boss isn't really hard.
Basically, Pete throws a bomb at you, only to have Mickey catch the bomb and throw it back at him, and then he runs off to the other side. It would have been easy had it not been for one thing. Remember what I said earlier about having to press up every time you hang on or pick up something? Well, after jumping, you have to press up right when you're about to cast the bomb. Sometimes you do, but other times you'll miss it completely. Luckily, you don't have to throw the bomb at Pete's head. You can just throw it at Pete and it will still count as a hit. Eventually, Pete gets defeated and every kingdom celebrates with the shadows fading away and everybody rejoicing at King Doctoria's residence, Dr. GOOFSTEIN's castle, and the Kingdom of Pete, now renamed the Kingdom of Mickey after its new king. Long live the king! But as for Pete, he's arrested and is now punished by breaking rocks in the royal quarry. And everyone lived happily ever after. The end.
Alright, Pete, we reviewed the game. Now let us out of here!
Yeah, Pete, we just finished Legend of Illusion just for you.
You heard them, Pete. Let them go.
Yeah, Pete.
Alright. Only because I promised. Alakazam.
Oh, great! I made it back! Wait, that was really anticlimactic.
I made it out. Hurry at last! free at last! Oh.
See, Gamer? I knew you could do it!
Actually, Hux, we did it. Couldn't have done without you, Sonicify.
Aw, thanks, gamer.
But what about me? I started this whole thing. Why could I have some love?
That's probably best you leave right now.
Yeah, but...
Out!
Alright. Well, so long then. But what did you both think of this game?
Well, if you ask me, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Even though it doesn't follow any of the other Illusion titles, well except for Once Upon a Mouse from Castle of Illusion, I still like this game regardless. It has a compelling story, levels that in a way match the plot, and the overall design is pretty good. I actually like the idea of having Mickey and friends have their own kingdom, and perhaps something that could be added to a future Disney game. While the graphics look similar to Land of Illusion, I think this game does have compelling graphics for the time. The levels look good, the character sprites look good, and even the cutscene images look good. As to the gameplay, it is better by means of actually having a weapon, but having to press up every time you want to pick up something or try to hang on to a rope feels more cryptic to me. But at least you'll have an easier understanding on what to do while handling bosses. Overall, Legend of Illusion is a fantastic game and definitely one to add to your Game Gear collection.
This game is really good, even if the controls are a little tough to get used to, and it doesn't have much to do with the previous Illusion games. But those are really the only main problems I've had with the game. Other than that, it has decent graphics for a Game Gear game, a solid story, and while the presentation isn't as good as Land of Illusion, it still tells the story very well. The gameplay is also really good too, as you actually have a weapon for attacking, it's easier to figure out how to defeat each boss, for the most part. Overall, I'd recommend it if you're looking for games in your Game Gear library, and or if you're a Disney fan like us.
Oh, before I forget, Castle of Illusion also has a Game Gear version. And there's really not much to talk about because it's basically a watered-down port of the Genesis version with different bosses to boot. And just last week, Disney announced the newest game in the Illusion series at D23 called Disney Illusion Island. And get this, it was literally announced the same day the Land of Illusion review came out. Whether a coincidence or a sign that was somehow meant to be, I quote myself by saying it was literally the most unexpected thing one could hope for.
That's wonderful to hear. See you guys later.
So long, Pete.
Alright, getting it down. I should probably get going. I hope Jason is still worried about me. Slow down, boys.
Later, Donald. Oh wow, Donald's right. I should probably get going. That was quite an adventure you guys had.
You got that right.
Yeah. Anyway, later, dudes.
Thanks, Sonicify, for helping out.
No problem. And boy, am I glad this is over.
You said it, buddy. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you all good luck for the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
How's it going, dudes? Huxgamr here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified for upcoming videos.
Well said, Hux. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and some of my character buddies on TikTok. And if you'd like, you can have one of my character buddies do a short video for you via video commission. Links to all of those in the description below. And so, without further ado, I wish that one of my character buddies finish out the video.
Hello, my name's Eeyore. Thanks for noticing me. If you liked what you just seen and want to help support the Fairly Odd Gamer, you could do so with Patreon. By supporting, you can talk with special fans, supporters, and those who've helped down the channel, have your name featured in the credits, and even watch some bonus content. Sneak peek, early showing, who knows. Also, thanks for noticing me, Luke Jeffers. And to you as well for watching this video and supporting the channel. Gosh, I wish I had all that stuff. Oh well. I'm just gonna stay in my gloom place.